After Effects tutorial.
Nickelodeon.
Hey guys, Ricky here with MotionBugs.com, and in this video we're going to be kicking it old school with a throwback. We're going to be creating a cool little Nickelodeon logo animation. This one's pretty easy to do and it comes out looking pretty cool. So first I'm going to go ahead and create a new composition. Let's make the background color white. Click on OK. OK. Now we're going to have these balls of paint, or slime I should say, right? This is Nickelodeon. These orange balls of slime are going to hit this white background here and turn into splatters. So to make the little ball of slime look like it's hitting right there, that part is really easy. So let's go up here, click and hold to get your ellipse tool. And let's make a circle, hold shift to make it a perfect circle. Let's make it about this big. Go ahead and click next to fill here and change it to a cool orange like I got it going right here. And let's make sure the anchor point's in the middle. Easy way to do this is to go to Layer, Transform, Center Anchor Point in Layer Content. Great, now let's go right here, click on the shape layer we just made. Let's press S for scale. Click the stopwatch next to scale, go a second forward, and let's just shrink it down to about that big. Okay, that's a little bit too slow, so let's actually make it, let's say half a second. Okay, this is gonna be thrown right at the paper real quick and fast. Good enough right there, cool. So, with that being like that, let's go ahead and go to the beginning of our timeline here, and let's make the position like here at the bottom. We're gonna act like they're all being thrown from the center. So let's just put it right here, and click on your shape layer, press P for position, click the stopwatch, and let's go to where it gets smaller, and put that position right about here. Okay, so right now we got the ball flying out. Boom, it's gonna splat. Okay, so let's make that splat. This is a real creative and clever way to do this. We're actually gonna use something called CC Mercury. So let's right click right here, go to New, Solid. Let's make it that same orange color. You might have to click this eyedropper here and go to your ball to make it the exact same color. Click on OK. Now with that solid highlighted, let's go over here and type in the word Mercury. And you can see there CC Mr. Mercury popped up. Let's make sure our orange solid is highlighted and double click on that. And now look, we got this drip going on here, this slime, pretty cool looking. But we're not gonna have it falling down. We want to splat into one spot and stay there. So first let's turn off the gravity, go to 0 on gravity. And see what we got going here. Looks like a splat. Let's bring it in a little bit closer together so there's not so much splatter going on. So what we're gonna do is actually go to resistance and turn that up. So it's like one splat, like about that big, right? Okay, so let's move this over. Let's make sure it's slightly bigger than our paintball we got going right there, our slime ball. Slime ball, huh? That's what I used to call my dad. So we don't want it starting at absolutely nothing, right? So let's bring this forward to where it's a little bit bigger than that slime ball. And once it's like that, we're actually gonna go right here and we're gonna actually make this layer start at that time. So now we got nothing and all of a sudden, blat, just like that. And then we want to go to a certain size and stay. So we're gonna have to do a freeze frame in order to get it to stay in the exact position we want it to stay in, because we don't want to just keep going forever, because that looks weird. So splat, let's say we like it like that. So right here, we're gonna have to actually pre-compose our solid first. Let's go ahead and right click, pre-compose. Move all attributes into this new composition. And I'm just gonna call this Splat 1. Click OK. So it's still what we want, bam. Okay, we got the splat right there. And when it's about the size we like, let's go ahead and what you're actually gonna do on your keyboard is press Control, Shift, and D. Okay, that'll cut this into 2 layers, the one stopping where we want it to. Okay, so let's go ahead and delete this extra layer it gave us. Press on that layer, press delete. So now what we got going on, we got splat and it stops, it disappears, right? Cool, so what we're actually gonna do is right click on this layer, go to time and freeze on last frame. So how tricky was that? Let's see what we got going on now. Okay, that's what we wanted. It goes splat and it stops. Just like that, we got a little splatter using CC Mercury. Pretty clever. Let's go ahead and make it slow down on the last bit of splatter. So highlight this keyframe here and press on F9 for an easy ease so it slows into it. Nice, so obviously we can tell this isn't lined up time-wise. So let's go ahead and make sure right when that ball stops, okay, we want that splat to happen. So it happens a little bit later, right about here. And I'll drag it from that spot to be above that. So let's check it out. Splat. Next, go ahead and go back to the video that you're currently watching right now. Go ahead and click on the like button. And then you want to click on the subscribe button. Now once you've done that, scroll down and go ahead and add a cool comment. This is the coolest video I have ever seen in my entire life of living on this planet we call Earth. Something like that. And go ahead and click on comment. Cool, so we're just going to keep doing that. Okay, we're actually going to duplicate. It's going to be easy. We'll do it 5 times. We'll make each splat look a little different. Let's make that ball look a little rounder though, right? That just looks like a flat circle. So let's right click on shape layer 1, go to layer styles, bevel and emboss, and drop that menu down here. And let's just go ahead and turn the size up like that. It makes it a little more like a ball. And let's soften it. There we go. That looks like a ball. But let's actually take some of that shadow off the back end of it. See that darkness right there? You can easily do that. Let's bring it back down. Layer styles. And let's just go to shadow opacity. Let's turn that off. All right, looking good. So let's go ahead and just duplicate that slime ball and make another one. It's going to splat like right about here. So go to your shape layer 1, press Control D. With that highlighted, press P for position. Let's go right to that keyframe here where the position's at. Let's just move that over a little bit. So now you're gonna have 2 splats going, or 2 balls going, but they're going at the same time. Let's just go ahead and move this one over a little bit. How easy is that? So we got splat, another one coming in ready for another splat. So we're also just gonna duplicate the splat we made, but we can't duplicate this pre-composition because anything within it that we edit is gonna edit all the splats. So let's double click on splat 1. Click on orange solid 1. Go ahead and press Control C on your keyboard. Let's go back to our main composition. And let's go ahead and hit Control V. So now we got that solid right here. Except this one doesn't stop. We gotta do what we did last time. So let's make sure we're clicked on the orange solid. And let's move it over so we can actually look at it here and see what it's doing. And see how far we wanna take it. So actually what we're gonna do, to make this not look exactly like that one, let's go here to our Mr. Mercury settings. Now, for some reason that settings window isn't already up. You can go ahead and make sure you're clicked on your orange solid and just press F3. You can bring that right back up. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna rotate it and get a different look. You can also play with resistance or whatever you wanna do just to make it slightly different than the other splat. Nice, so I like that. It's a different looking splat. Let's go ahead and pre-compose this so that we can freeze frame on the last frame. Right click, pre-compose. I'll call it splat 2. Make sure you do move all attributes into the new composition. And now wherever I want it to stop, let's say right about there. That's a decent size splat. What are we gonna do? We're gonna hit Control Shift D. We're gonna delete our duplicate. And that leaves us with this composition splatting and disappearing. Remember, we right click, go to time, and freeze on last frame. So now we got 1 splat, 2 splats. Let's line that up with our second ball we got going out there, our slime ball. So right when that second slime ball hits, let's move this over. Now let's make sure this splats at the right time. So right about when that second ball ends, we can tell from this keyframe here, is where we want to do is move this one to match that. Right there. Let's see how that looks. Boom, boom, splat, splat. Let's go ahead and do this 3 more times real quick and easy. I'll go ahead and take shape layer 2 this time to duplicate that slime ball. And let's make its position. Go ahead and press on that layer, press U to see the keyframes. And let's go to this position right here. Let's move that to the middle. So that one's gonna splat right in the middle. So we got splat, splat. This one needs to be a different time. Let's move this one forward. So we got splat, splat, and here comes the third ball for the next splat. Let's go ahead and double click on splat 2. Let's copy this orange solid, Control C, go back to our main comp, Control V. Right, now let's play with this to make it not match the other splats. So what do I want to do here? I don't know, let's rotate it some. There you go, that's funky looking. It's that easy. Right click, pre-compose, splat 3. And wherever we want it to stop is, let's say about there. It's a little bigger than those, so that's cool. Mix it up a little bit. Control Shift D, delete that extra splat, right click, time, freeze on last frame. That's how we like it. So let's move it over and line it up with this third ball. Like so. And let's make it start growing when that ball hits. Right about there. How's that look? Splat, splat, splat. I love it. Shape layer 3. Control D. Hit U to see the keyframes. Let's go to that position, that last keyframe for position. And let's go ahead and move that over a little bit. Right about there. Got splat, splat. Let's make that happen at a different time. Let's move this forward. That's good. Splat, splat. Now that one's coming in for the fourth splat. You know what to do here. Let's go ahead and jump into, let me go ahead and collapse some of these so we can see what we're doing here. Jump into splat 3. Orange solid, Control C. Main comp, Control V. We got it going again. Let's move it out of the way so we can see what's up. And how do we want this one to look? Let's check it out. We're a little too far in the timeline to see what it's actually doing. There we go. So it starts right there. Goes about that big. Let's turn down the resistance. Make this one a little more blotted. Right click, pre-compose, Splat 04 or Splat 4. That's a big one. That's a juicy one right there. Right about there. Let's hit Control Shift D. Delete our extra splat. Go right here. Let's right click, time, freeze on last frame, and let's make this one match with the fourth one coming in. To cover that, what do we got going? Nice. And let's create our final splat. Let's go ahead and go to Shape Layer 4, Control D, press U. Let's go to this final position keyframe. And let's move that over here. The final splat right about there. And then let's move this forward. Let's jump into Splat 4, double click. Control C on this orange solid. Control V in here. Let's mess around with this, make it look different than the others. I'm just gonna rotate it, let's see what that does. Good enough, I like it. Let's go forward. Let's go ahead and right click and pre-compose. Let's call it Splat 5. And let's see, it splat just a little bit. We're looking at this, just a little bit. And let's call it quits there. Press Control Shift D. Let's delete our extra. And you know what to do, let's right click and time, freeze on last frame. So boom, boom, that's what that splat looks like. Let's line it up time-wise. Nice. Now what you want, if you want to, let's go ahead and F9 this. If you want to, if you pay attention closely, you'll see like this ball is actually under that splat. That doesn't make any sense. No one's really gonna notice it, but that doesn't make any sense. So if you want to, you can just take each one and put it over its respective ball. And with some adjustments, you get exactly what you're looking for. Blat, 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 blat. Looks cool. Let's go ahead and put that Nickelodeon over it, because otherwise this is just a bunch of orange gunk. Nice, so now it all makes sense. Let's go ahead and just add our word Nickelodeon. We're just gonna put it in white text. And this will be pretty easy. I'm gonna go ahead and go up here, click on the type tool, click here, and I'm just gonna type the word Nickelodeon, all lowercase, because that's how they do it. Let's move it up to where I can see it. Now, if you wanna know where to find this font, there's a link in the description. It's a free download. You can install this font and use it on your After Effects. And I highly recommend it if you're gonna create this animation, because if you don't use the font, it really just doesn't look right. So there we have it. Nickelodeon right there in the middle. And we've done it. Kicking it old school, throwing it back to the 90s with some Nickelodeon splatter animation. Thanks for watching. This has been Ricky with MotionBucks.com. I'll see you in the next video. Now, if you would like to learn how to make money creating these animations, then just check out my website, MotionBucks.com. Not only will I show you how to make more animations like we just did, but I'll also teach you how to sell these templates online. You can actually start getting paid for your motion graphics skills. I've got hours upon hours of tutorials ranging from complete beginners to advanced. You can start today for free. That's MotionBucks.com. That's right, there's no referral link, no coupon code. Just go to MotionBucks.com or click the link in the description and start today for free. I'll see you there.